Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. So, I'm back for my week 17 update. I had said week 15 last week, but I meant week 16. So, this is my week 17 update. And I'm pretty excited about it because I actually lost a good deal of weight. The week before, I had lost about 1.5 pounds. Some of that was because of the processed food choices though, so I wasn't sweating that. But I actually rebounded this week. I had actually picked up, did a lot of activity, and I actually lost 4 pounds this week. So that brought me brought me down to 267, which brings my total weight loss to 53 pounds in just 17 weeks, which is 16% of my baseline beginning body weight. So 16% of my body weight in 17 weeks, 53 pounds is pretty amazing. So there's that. Very excited about that. Just want to keep it rolling. I did change my weigh-in days from Sunday to Thursday. There's a little bit of pressure on Sundays because basically on, like I said, Friday, Saturday, me and my family kind of like go out and do things, and I just didn't want that in the back of my mind, any additional stress that I didn't need. Not to say I'm going to eat bad or, not eat the right things, but it happens, you know what I mean? So if you're up 1 pound, down 1 pound or 2, you don't want to be sweating that. So for me on Thursdays is very, very good because usually Sunday through Thursday, I'm super strict, I eat, just about all of the right things. I'm either walking or working out, and my weight is like very optimal that Thursday morning, to like what I feel like is my true weight. Now, obviously, bowel movements matter. So if you, maybe a bit constipated, that could sway things, but all in all, it's just better for me to go with the Thursdays. So, and it worked. So I feel like that is my optimal proper weight on Thursdays. So we're at 267 right now. Obviously we have, I guess that's 47 more pounds to get till we get to goal, which my goal has been to lose 100 pounds since the beginning, get down to 220. So, and we're just gonna keep chucking along. Interestingly enough, my doctor did call, I think it was Monday, and I was like, oh, doctor's calling me for what? But basically it was to renew my prior authorization because I was on the 6-month PA. So that's kind of general practice. My healthcare provider is Blue Cross Blue Shield, and that's kind of Illinois. So that's kind of like what they do. They after every like 6 months, I just have to get into the office and do like a quick weigh-in and vitals and things of that nature. And they'll be able to see that I lost 53 pounds in 17 weeks. So it's working. So my goal is to also possibly titrate to the 10 in June. Now some might say, but you're losing, yeah, I am losing, but it is increasingly harder to do. I'm working really hard, and I'm not factoring in the beginning, like back in like January, February, because I had more inflammation, and that kind of was like, obviously going to fall off a bit quicker, and I was even heavier. So it's going to get tougher. I'm well aware of all that. But I just know what I do to get to that, 1 pound, 2 pound, a week. It's, I think that with the 10, we'll see, because if I had some sort of increased side effect or something like that, I can always titrate back down. But I think I'm not on a 7.5. It's not a maintenance dose with my provider. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and do what I have to do and move on to that 10 and see how it works for me. Hopefully it'll help, to keep this thing rolling. I want this thing to keep rolling. And that's not to say I'm in a rush, but obviously we're excited. We want to get where we're going with the weight loss, but I just would like to see what it if that would help me not have to exert so much energy to sort of kind of like lose the weight. I do some intermittent fasting too, along with it. So, nothing crazy, but, I do try to make sure my calories, are kind of like not too low. But at the same time, help kind of like continue with the, body regeneration, benefits that, some of that, fasting brings. Like I said, nothing too crazy. We're not going 24 hours, going for autophagy, none of that kind of stuff. Just probably like, finish my food early, around 8. They say 7 is optimal, but usually it's like 8 for me because oftentimes I don't get home until 6:30 or 7, and usually I walk right away or work out. So 8 o'clock, is probably the earliest I'm able to kind of cut everything out. And then I probably won't, the easiest way for me is not to eat, really early. I'll hold off on like eating the breakfast. I'll eat a little bit later. So that kind of gives me that burn, early in the morning. I'll just be kind of like on water, really early in the morning. And then I'll kind of break it with my 40 gram of protein, muscle milk. People have their disagreements about muscle milk because the sucralose in there, it's like 1 gram. So, we'll live with that. Yeah, it is somewhat processed. It is processed, but it's not processed in a way of like unhealthy, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's okay if you got to get those grams. And those 40 grams of protein has actually been helping to move my protein on my scale because when I first started, I think my protein was probably at like a 12%, and now my protein is nearly 14. So I've increased it almost 2% since in the last several months that I've been utilizing the muscle milk. So I'm going to keep using it because it's moving my protein in the proper direction. So opinions are cool, but I think I'd rather rely on the numbers, and it's actually helping me to move in the right direction because I think based on the number, you should be kind of around 16% to have optimal protein, and not be malnutrition. So that's kind of like what I look at. So I do look at my numbers. I have all my numbers, so I kind of watch that. So yeah, that's pretty much it as far as for me in the weight loss and what it is that I'm trying to do. I got a lot of steps in this past week. So not so much with the resistance training. I resistance train really heavy to begin my journey, and I'm finding that getting more steps in is kind of like helping me with kind of like with the scale right now. So I think that resistance training does help with formation, but I had a few additional like aches in my shoulder that I wanted to kind of and in my kind of near my wingspan and on my left side. So I wanted to kind of like let that muscle kind of heal a little bit and then get right back into my resistance training. Outside of that, there is some different investor news regarding Lilly and the Achieve trials regarding forglipine, OFG, I'll call it, instead of saying forglipine over and over again. Shout out to Didi, Downsize Diva. She actually kind of challenged something I had said in my last video. Not so much challenge, but gave an opinion. And obviously I love opinions because it creates, it provokes, kind of thought. And so I felt like in my video, I could probably say a little more in this one, since I did look at the results from the trial. And just viewing the results, because I have them up. So I wanted to make it plain that two things. One, I'm all for anything that's going to come out that's going to help with the obesity fight. I'm for all of it, pills, shots, everything. I just like to kind of speak to adherence and some of the promises that that Eli Lilly kind of points out before some of these things drop and categorize them properly. That's all. So meaning, like, I don't like to say game changer unless it really is a game changer. Like Retatrutide, I think if that passes the third trial, phase 3 trials, that is a game changer, period. And when I say this, I'm talking about obese people. I'm not talking about like overweight. You know, if you're overweight and you got, 25 pounds to lose, to be in a healthy range, then I'm not speaking to you for my opinion on this, because with a oral, you can certainly get there. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about obese, and let me say obese men. I'll put it that way, because a lot of obese men are in the 400 pound range, right? So if we have a daily pill that is going to net, and I'm just talking about weight reduction, because inflammation is a big deal. Trust me, I'm a believer because of what the pen does. So I'm in no way, shape, or form, downplaying what that means, because it's huge, and the things that it can do. But I'm not talking about PCOS and all of the hormonal things that that the pill could do, because those things, we don't know that yet. We don't know any. And if it does that, amazing. And then maybe we can go back into the game changer conversation and all of that, and saying that that's what it is, because it will help with a multitude of other things, right? But my point is simply about weight reduction and nothing else. So when we talk about weight reduction, and not overweight, but obese individuals, and looking at early results. Now, this may even change, because if we see more weight reduction for longer periods, then by all means, let's go back to the game changer. But right now, I just think it could be a really good drug. Really good drug. But I don't like because Lilly does an amazing job with marketing, trust me. And we kind of just throw game changer. I don't, it's not a game changer to me if you're obese and in the trial, you're losing on the lower dose, because OFG is it comes in 3 milligram, 12 milligram, 36 milligram. And we all know that there is a thing about what milligram you're on. I mean, look at how it is with the shot, with the microdosing, I can stay low, I don't got to go high, And again, I'm talking about the masses. I'm not talking about the committed bunch. People that run channels, people that, have lost, astounding amounts of weight and, this, that, and the third. No, because we are committed, and we're going to be adherent. We've got to take something every day. You take it every day, you're going to probably see optimal result. But my opinion is about the masses. And in the masses, one of the biggest things, and I'm saying this from a professional standpoint, because, I manage a pharmacy, and the thing is, not sponsored by anybody, but I just, manage a pharmacy, and I'll leave it there. Adherence is very tough. Adherence is very, very tough, because people, when it comes to having to do something consistent, it's tough. It's tough for people. It's tough for people to remain adherent. And OFG, you're going to have to take that every single day. And if you're on 3 milligrams right now, it's showing weight reduction at 4.4 kg or 9.7 pounds. And I'm talking about an obese person. A 350 pound man or 50 pound woman. So, I mean, 9 pounds is not, that's not game changing. You know what I mean? That's not game changing. And again, we're just talking about weight reduction. We're not talking about inflammation. And if it does all that, great. We don't know if it's going to do that yet. And again, you have to take it every single day. Every single day. Because the half-life is 24 hours. 24 hours. Not 5 days like the pen. 24 hours. So where's now, if you want to get the 16 pounds, you're going to be taking the highest dose, 36 milligrams. And when people hear that, I feel like 3 milligrams, 36 milligrams, that's worlds away, So what's the odds of getting the individuals on the highest dose right out the gate, right? So that kind of was my whole point about it. I just like to put it in the proper category. It's going to be very good, because you don't have to refrigerate it. It's another option, and it helps. So I'm saying it's going to be very good, but absolute game changing? No. And a lot of it is to do with public behavior. The masses do not like to do things consistently and remain adherent on a large scale. individually, yeah, we do have people that are very committed that will do it. But if for the masses, we'll see quite a few people that may not, could be absolutely wrong, but that may not be able to remain adherent enough to see the benefit that we're talking about in the early trials. So that was my only real point with that. But I'm for it all. I'm for it all. So my hope is that they continue to keep working, and these trials, these Achieve trials, show us more, and then that kind of creeps its way up. I was hoping that it would be closer to Wegovy, the Wegovy pen, so if we could get numbers closer, and I mean the bottom, not the top. So if you're getting more, I was hoping the bottom would be closer to the top, like the bottom, maybe 3%, 3 milligram would probably do like 16, and then you get the top 36 milligram where you would see, like that 30 to 40 pounds, you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like that would be way more efficient and game changing. So there's that. That's about all I got for today. I just wanted to hop on and say hello and give an update. And if you like what it is that I talked about here, please like, subscribe, hit that bell, subscribe to the channel, let others know. And again, like I like to end my videos, we're in this together. Later.